Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to your weekly reading for June 27th to July 3rd. This is for Scorpio, Sun, and Rising. And while I do a general reading, I use astrology and my guides to add a little bit more clarification and to get a lot more specific, okay? Now, Scorpio, Sun, and Rising, this week, you are going to love it. This is possibly one of my favorite weeks this summer, okay? So, June 27th to July 3rd, we're kicking it off with Mars and Saturn sextile. That alignment, and listen, if you don't speak astrology, it's fine. This is basically two malefic planets working in our favor. How rare is that? Now, if you've watched my other videos, you know that I've been talking about Mars and Aries, and I've been telling you to go catch your dreams and to go for it and to take action. Well, this is the last week that Mars is in Aries. So when I say go for it, this is all about Mars and Saturn sextile is all about your power and your authority and putting it into action. So listen, before I even get to the two other astrological alignments that you're going to get excited about, I have to tell you the theme of the week is dream catcher, all right? Because I want you to chase your dreams and I want you to catch them. You have a window of opportunity and it's this week. Now, June 28th, the big, beautiful new moon in Cancer, Scorpio. We love that for you, all right? We love that for you because the Cancer rules your ninth house, okay? So, long distance travel, you could be going on a trip, planning a trip, working with people from abroad. It also rules publishing. Are you writing a book? You doing anything that, writing a blog? Anything that has to do with publishing, if you work in PR, if you work in marketing, if you're anything that has to do with publishing, listen, chef's kiss, all right? Also, lastly, mind expansion, a lot of like downloading new things in your brain. You might be going through that already because Jupiter has been in Aries. And well, this whole thing with Cancer, because of new moon in Cancer, but the sun has been Cancer. Jupiter in Aries is actually affecting your sixth house, all right? So sixth house rules a lot of things, mostly there's health there, there's everyday activities, but this is why we do tarot, to get to the bottom of it and to get a little bit more specific, okay? Last thing I'm going to mention is that, and this is what you're going to love actually, Venus in Gemini sextiles Jupiter in Aries. Now listen, this is going to happen the same day as the new moon in Cancer, okay? What is Venus? It's all about desire. It's all about those things that we want. It's all about the finer things in life. Jupiter, planet of good luck, fortune, prosperity. So when these two have this alignment, which by the way is so rare, this is the only time it's happening this year. On average, maybe twice a year, but the only time. So that's why I want you to take advantage. I want you to go have that warm, fuzzy feeling and go out with your friends, have a fun late night dinner, go make love, go take your kids to Six Flags or Bugs Bunny Resort or whatever it is. Do something that is all about that having that warm fuzzy feeling and feeling really, really good, because this is all about blessings. All about blessings. All right. So that said, Scorpio, listen, I am going to go ahead and start your reading. This is for June 27th to July 3rd. I've given this a really good shuffle. And again, this is for Scorpio, Sun, and Rising. Now, I do the traditional Celtic cross spread. If it's what my clients prefer. If you want to book a private reading with me, you know where to find me. Secondly, I would be really grateful if you like and subscribe. It really does help my channel grow. If you're new to my channel, it really does, and I would be eternally grateful, and it makes me really happy. So, Scorpio, I love you anyway, and if you are a subscriber, I want to thank you for subscribing and being with me every week. I love y'all so much. Now, I love your reading too, Scorpio. This is great. This is amazing. A lot of movement this week, okay? Now, there's something okay, listen, let's just go ahead and get started, all right? You do get the Hermit, all right? So it looks like you did a little bit of soul searching, and I love that for you, Scorpio. I think you needed it. I think there were some moments that, you and I go way back. Listen, Scorpio, I've been doing your readings for a long time now. There have been moments that y'all have had ups and downs. So it's really good. The Hermit is all about someone removing himself to do a little soul searching, spending time alone, really figuring things out. And when I say soul searching is because he's holding a lantern here, all right? But you can only see so far with lantern light. How do you see further? You look within yourself. That's where the light is, all right? So, Scorpio, I'm very proud of you and I'm very happy for you, all right? Because it brought you to this moment, all right? And I think that you needed this moment. You got the Judgment card, all right? So, this is great, all right? I love the Judgment card. And if you are, a subscriber, you know that I do love the Judgment card. Now, Judgment really is all about awakening, all right? Having that moment of clarity, having that moment where you're just like, oh my God, I get it. I know what I have to do. All right. You see Archangel Gabriel blowing the trumpet here. All right. The dead awakening, the gray. You can see the gray. This is all about wisdom, but it really is a rising from the dead. All right. Almost like you were on autopilot, or there were some moments of confusion. You didn't have, your direction was a little off. This is your main card in this spread. This is your main theme for the week, is this awakening. Now, one last thing I'm going to point out about this, because this is very important. I want you to know, Scorpio, you can see her blowing the trumpet here, all right? This is the only card where there is a big push on sound. Now, we can talk about the history of sound. Sound, back to ancient civilizations, all right? Back to, whether it's Gregorian chanting or Native American drum beats, whatever it is, sound has always been healing, all right? Hear the blow of the trumpet, all right? It is healing for you, all right? This is so important, and I really want you to spend time this week just having that moment and really embracing this new awakening, all right? This is really good for you. Now, you did get the Three of Pentacles crossing you. Now, listen, there's a lot of solo-ness happening in your spread. I want you, this week, Scorpio, I want you to be a little social, especially with those astrological alignments, okay? Especially with those astrological alignments that are happening. I want you to be a little social. And the reason why, and I'm going to make this very clear to you, okay? Scorpio, this is the week, all right? Now, this card is all about teamwork. This is all about collaboration. This is saying that you need these people to build your success. You need people in your life right now, this week, okay? Now, here's the thing. Speaking of history, let's go back to humankind from the very beginning. Cavemen, okay? Let's go back to cavemen. Cavemen traveled in packs. They worked in packs. They hunted in packs. They ate in packs. They lived in packs. There was no I. It was always we, okay? Connecting with other people, it's our human condition, all right? It is what we do. And listen, just even having that little connection with people, what does that do? Listen, it is, what's it called? The oxytocin levels, all right? Triggered. Now listen, I'm not a doctor by any means, but I know what I'm talking about. And I know what, the quantum physics, and I know all about energy and how we vibrate at a certain frequency. And I know all of these things, the self-determination theory, all this research done showing that connection, human connection that we make with other people is something that we need, all right? It triggers that oxytocin levels, all right? That pleasure center in our brain, down to a hug. Just having a little hug does that. So this came up in your challenge area, so I do want you to spend time with people this week, all right? I really, really do. It's going to help with your awakening, all right? Whether it's with friends, this really is work-related. I'm extending this out to your friends, to your family. Spend a little time, all right? Just a little time. But, for Scorpio, specific to work, because a lot of this is a personal journey for you. A lot of your spread is very personal to you. But don't shut people out this week, okay? You can do it next week. You can do it whenever else you want. I don't care. This week, don't do it, all right? Because it is going to help with your, moment of clarity, all right? But I'm actually joking. Don't shut people out ever. Don't ever do it. Especially me, because I love you so much, Scorpio. Now, I love that you also got the Four of Swords. The Four of Swords is all about healing, and it's in your mind, and it looks like you are looking for that moment to just rest and recover. You've gone through a little bit of bumpy, let's say speed bumps. You've gone through some speed bumps lately, all right? So it's a good time for you to heal a little bit, all right? Remember what I said. Jupiter in Aries is your 6th house. That does rule health, and when I say health, it's also mental health, all right? So what I want you to do, listen, first of all, this is healing, this is recovery, this is just resting, and this is what you're looking for. You pull this in your crown. So I want you to set some time aside, even though you did get the Hermit, even though you did that soul searching, I do want you to set aside a little bit of time this week just to do a little bit of recovery. Now, you don't have to do it alone, okay? Clearly, you have support around you. Clearly, you can reach out to people when you want to, okay? But I do want you to have just one moment where you don't have to lay there and meditate. You can go on a very quiet walk, okay? Now, one thing that you may find cheesy because you're a Scorpio, and this is a cheesy thing that I'm about to say, the word listen is in the word silent. You rearrange the letters, same freaking thing, all right? You need to listen in that moment of silence, okay? Again, I don't expect you to lay there and meditate. I don't expect you to do whatever. Just go on a short walk, even if it's around the block, and walk slow. But just having that moment of silence is going to be good for you because you will listen to what needs to come out, okay? Now, you also got the Seven of Swords. It looks like deep down inside, you feel crossed. You feel double-crossed. You feel like someone did something underhanded. You feel like someone did something that you didn't really appreciate, okay? And listen, bad on them, all right? Now, I call this the lying, cheating, stealing card, and so deep down inside, it looks like it is something that is, oh gosh, yeah, okay. This is interesting. I clarified it because, and not only did you get the Seven of Swords, you got the Seven of Wands, all right? This is a lot of desire here, but listen, so here's the thing, and the message I'm getting, two different things here. Some Scorpios, you're going to resonate with someone who's actually trying to get something from you, being very sneaky, okay? Underhanded. This is what's happening, and this is why you need this moment of clarity and you need to heal a little bit, is because it was something that was very personal to you, okay? Now, it is something, and it could have been work related, all right? It could have been someone who took your job. You could have had something happen in terms of work where you were not happy and someone undermined you. But for other Scorpios, listen, it could have been you. It could have been you that you did something where you were trying to avoid a certain situation, okay? You were not confronting something, okay? Swords are all about truth, and you were trying to sneak away from a certain situation, and that is another reason why you're in this moment of healing. And, you know, you just came out of all this soul searching, and so it's not that great for you. And so I do want you to confront anything right now. Anything that you have to confront, I want you to do it, okay? And I want you to bring that team in. But listen, you also got the Seven of Wands. This is actually a good card. It does look kind of weird, but it's all about defending your territory, all about defending who you are. And so it works beautifully with this Seven of Swords, all right? Especially if someone did undermine you and did something that was very sneaky around you, okay? Because you're defending yourself and you're defending your territory, and that's how you feel right now. That's how you feel that you have to be. But look, in the end, you got the Queen of Swords, all right? This is very, very nice for you, all right? Now, Scorpio, I know you're a water sign. Let's get that clear. I know that you do have an emotional side. Let's get that clear. Let's get it clear that I know Scorpios more than all the other signs because I've dated a lot of Scorpios. But listen, at the end of the day, you got the Queen of Swords in your future card or in your future area, okay? So what I'm asking you for this week, through this process, through this awakening, through this healing that you have to do, I want you to lead with your head, not your heart, okay? Scorpios, you lead with your heart a lot, all right? So the Queen of Swords, some people call her the Ice Queen, all right? Because she's not very emotive, but that's why she's sitting in this throne, okay? Kind of like the Joan of Arc, just very charging forward, all about power, all about authority, all about intellect, cunning, smart, just sitting in this throne wearing that crown, okay? Because she used her head, not her heart. And so I want you to do that moving forward. I'm not asking you to be completely devoid of emotion. I'm just asking you to, if situations arise, I want you to approach it logically and practically and use your smarts, okay? And don't cave into responding to things emotionally. Not it Think about more having like a balance with that, okay? But here's the thing with this sword, listen, it's all, again, all about truth, but what do they say about swords and power? With great power comes great responsibility. You have the power right now, all right? Or you will in the future. It came in your future area. But as long as you think a little bit more about the situation, then feel about it, all right? So, Scorpio, let's move on to your the staff here. Okay, Scorpio. Okay. Yeah, yeah. I like it. It's my dog behind me. I like this. So, Scorpio, I do like this. You're moving into a better place. You got the Knight of Cups in. I love the Knight of Cups. Now, a lot of people say he's dorky, but I love him. He's a very complicated card, actually. He's a very complicated person because the Knight, fiery, right? Cups, water. But hey, he makes it work. You know why he makes it work? Because he takes it slow and steady, and he's romantic, and he's very patient, and this is really good. So my advice for you, especially with Scorpios in relationships, like be patient right now and just be very loving too. And I know I said lead with your head and with your head, not your heart, but this is talking to specifically to Scorpios in relationships, but in general, for all Scorpios in this moment, the Knight of Cups, he really is kind of like that knight in shining armor that you read about in fairy tales. So move in a way where you are a little bit more passionate. I know that you've been going through a lot and you've been going through this personal journey and you've been going through these personal experiences, but this is very, very loving, enduring. Again, just very gentleman-y, right? Like, so I want you to be, and you know, when I say gentleman-y, also feminine-y, all right? But it is a knight offering this cup on this white horse, and I love that. It is also very creative energy. This is really interesting because I'm clarifying it, and so I want you to be very well, first of all, I am getting another message that someone may be coming in if you're a single Scorpio, so keep that in mind. But secondly, I did clarify that the card, you did that, the Four of Pentacles. There could be a situation if you're in a relationship, Scorpio, if you're in a relationship and you live with someone, there could be a situation where you're pinching corners right now. We are going through, or pitching, or is it pennies? Pinching pennies. Penny pinching. We are going through a period of inflation, so it is really good to like watch your investments and watch how much money you spend, and you know that could be like something that is on your mind. It is something that, you know, there's a lot on your mind actually, because your thing is all over the place, but a lot of it at the end of the day, I mean, you did get the Ace of Wands, so if you have this careful approach and like bringing more passion to the things you love, but also being, I hate the word frugal, so I'm not going to say frugal, but just be more attentive to your money right now. You got the Ace of Wands, okay? This is all about a new opportunity coming through, all right? So this is really great for you, especially for Scorpios who are looking for a different kind of job, different kind of work environment, or even think about launching your own business, think about partnering up with someone, thinking about starting a side hustle. The Ace ushers in the most change out of the major arcana, and Wands, all about enterprise, all about career. But listen, I am getting so much creative energy here too. So this is something like you could be very inspired this week, and I want you to pay attention to that. Pay attention to moments that will inspire you, okay? Now, you also got the Six of Swords. I love this card. Really fun note, my site called The Tarot Ship is inspired by this card, okay? Because they're moving out of turbulent waters into a better place. So this is the card that is giving you hope that everything's going to get better, all right? You're going to have this awakening, and you're going to go through these moments, and you're going to, you're really just going to get through it all in a great way, because look, they're moving out of turbulent waters. Oh, wait, there it is. into a better, they're just moving into like the promised land, all right? So one thing I also want you to do is I want you to think about not taking any emotional baggage with you. Anything that's been really like holding you back emotionally, leave it back on shore, okay? You can see that the swords are in this boat, so we don't want that. We don't want you to do that. There is going to be a moment where this happens this week where you are going to feel that you are moving forward. You also got the King of Cups, all right? So I love that for you. This is really great. Funnily enough, well, I wouldn't even say funnily enough, but I would expect y'all to listen, Scorpios, let's cut to the chase. Y'all love sex, okay? And this is a good sign. Sex is coming your way, and no pun intended, but it's coming. Or, gosh, I should just not say that. Anyway, but at the end of the day, it really is. You just want to be emotionally stable too. All right, you can see that. His throne is literally on top of water. That's how stable he is. This is someone who's on top of his emotions, all right? Now, lastly, the Hanged Man. I love this for you. And I love this. Listen, it's really interesting. This card has come up in a lot of the readings this week. And so this is a good card to pay attention to. It could be something happening globally or even nationally. But listen, this is a great card. It's all about having a new perspective. Things that you were doing in the past, they probably just, you may have hit a wall or a roadblock or things just were not working the same way. Maybe you fell into this pattern in this cycle that was just like going and going and going and then going nowhere. And so it's all about looking at things in a fresh new way. Came in your final outcome area, and that's really great, okay? This is a good card. You can see that he has a smile on his face. You can see that he has a halo on his neck or head. Nobody put himself there. He put himself there to look at things in a new way, all right? Also, very spiritual connotation. You can see that it's being hanged in the form of the cross. So if you need to tap into that spiritual energy, whether it's, whether you believe in God or the universe or yourself or your dog, whatever it is, find that this week, all right? That's going to help you have that new perspective, but also don't shut people out this week either. And spend some time healing a little bit, all right? Scorpio, your things are going to look great for you. Things are going to be great for you. I'm so happy for you. All right, so Scorpio, it's been a pleasure. Thanks so much for tuning in. I will see you next week. And next week's a big one too. All right, actually, and I'm doing July. Oh gosh, I'm doing July's monthly reading. So tune in for that. Lots going on in July. Scorpio, I love you so much, and I will see you next week. Bye bye.